Hello, everybody. My name is Catherine. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, if you're not, you probably already know that we were supposed to go on a cruise this past weekend. We were supposed to go on Royal Caribbean for 3 nights over Christmas, but unfortunately, somebody tested positive for COVID, and so we had to cancel that trip. Now, since that happened, there's been a lot of news that's come up in the cruise industry related to COVID. And the newest article today, I'm going to go ahead, let me share this with you. If I can find it, here it is. The newest article is that the CDC is now advising against taking cruises even if you are vaccinated. So basically, in November of 2020, the CDC started these like tiers. So it's like level 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is kind of like the top tier for warning about transmission and everything like that. So for the cruise industry, they were at a level 3, and then today they upped it to a level 4. So I don't usually get a lot of opinions out on this channel. Like, obviously, we do reviews and stuff like that at places we go, or like, oh, the food is good or whatever, but I don't really talk politics. And I feel like at this point, this is politics, and I will be discussing it a little bit, my opinion of it. And I feel like a lot of people that go on cruises are going to agree with what with my take on this. And so basically, the CDC has said that the threat of it spreading is very high, even if everyone is fully vaccinated. And the actual Cruise Line International Association did come out with a statement, which I fully agree with. So they said that the decision by the CDC to raise the travel level for cruise is particularly perplexing, considering that cases identified on cruise ships consistently make up a very slim minority of the total population on board. And a lot of those are asymptomatic or mild. Now, I know that there were some cruise ships that were not allowed to dock in certain ports down like in the ABCs, down by South America, because the threshold was too high for the percentage of people that tested positive. And you're probably thinking, oh wow, like huge outbreak on board, like 10%, 20%. I mean, we're talking about these ships have like 6,000 people on them. And when you actually do the math, it's under 1%. Okay. So you're talking about a full cruise where everyone has to be vaccinated and less than 1% of the people have this thing. All right. And I love this. No setting can be immune from the virus. However, it is also the case that cruises provide one of the highest level of demonstrated mitigation against the virus. Yeah, we couldn't go because of a positive COVID test. I didn't even test positive, and I couldn't go because I was exposed to somebody who had a positive test. And guess what? Royal Caribbean gave us a 100% refund. I mean, how awesome is that? So not only do you have to be fully vaccinated, 2 shots. You have to test 2 days before you go. I mean, at what point are we going to realize, or is the CDC going to realize this is not going away? Okay, it's not. And if people are not being hospitalized, I don't get it. I don't get it. And so I actually wanted to go ahead and show you, because I never heard about these like tiers on the CDC. So when you think about, like I always think about travel warnings. Like if you are traveling overseas, let me explain this as I'm switching over. When you're traveling overseas, like the State Department puts out travel advisories of, what to look out for in different countries, which countries are kind of red flags to travel to. And I actually didn't realize the CDC had something similar to this. So they do have, I'm not going to show it to you, but you can look it up. I'll put the link in the description. You actually can look at, I'll show you right now, the travel notices. So let's say, you were going somewhere in the world, you could search the CDC for different issues. So for example, there's a bunch of polio in Asia and Eastern Europe. Okay. There's yellow fever in Ghana. There's dengue in the Americas. And so you have this, but the CDC also has a special section for COVID-19 notices. And when you open that up, you could see the levels. And this is the newest update. And so that's, I guess, why it's at the top of the list right now for level 4 is the cruise ship travel. So this is saying avoid cruise travel regardless of vaccination status. Even fully vaccinated travelers may be at risk for getting and spreading COVID-19 variants. Along with testing, passengers who are not fully vaccinated should self-quarantine for a full 5 days after cruise travel. Okay. People who get on a cruise should be tested 1 to 3 days before their trip. Yeah, we already have to do that. And 3 to 5 days after their trip, regardless of vaccination status or symptoms. Well, that's not necessarily a bad idea, because you're around people in close quarters and everything. But at the end of the day, if all the adults are fully vaccinated on these cruise ships and people are still getting COVID, it's not going to go away. It's not like 20 people died on the cruise ship this week. 20 people got the cold. So I personally think it's crazy. I'm not going to avoid cruise travel. We're going on a cruise in April. We're planning another cruise, possibly in February. I mean, literally the entire day of Christmas when we couldn't go on the cruise. That's pretty much what we did. We just looked for cruises to go on, and I think it's really crazy personally. So, I want to know what your opinion is about this new level 4. I understand why the CDC would say it if you look at kind of the requirements for like spreading and everything. But at the end of the day, do we even need these levels is a whole nother question. And does this really even affect your travel plans at all? I personally was supposed to go before this latest variant wave came through. I had planned a trip to Nepal. I was supposed to go for 3 weeks. And then Nepal, now you have to wear a mask outside, even outside when you're walking around. And if not, you're going to get arrested. So, like for that trip, excuse me, I'm waiting for my airline to. They're going to eventually change flights or cancel a flight or something, and then I'll be able to get a refund. That's what I'm waiting on now. Um, but what are your plans? If you're a cruiser, does this bother you at all? I feel like people that cruise, this is not really a big deal. I remember when there were other, stomach bugs and stuff like that going around cruise ships. I don't really think that phased people that were already going on cruises. But I am really interested in hearing your opinions and if you are booking any more future cruises. So thanks so much for listening to my little rant about cruises and CDC. And maybe I will see you on a cruise ship very soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.